Are you looking to explore the depths of the ancient wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita? Join us this July at Rishiwood University for our 1-month residential certificate course titled Awakening Wisdom: Insights on Life from the Bhagavad Gita. Our course will guide you through the text of the Gita, exploring its philosophy and practical applications for everyday life. Learn from Dr. Janki Santok, senior disciple of Swami Parthasarathi, with over 3 decades of experience in the field, and deepen your understanding of the truths of life. Don't miss this opportunity to experience the magic of this timeless wisdom for yourself. Visit www.vedantawisdom.in to know more. Are you looking to discover the path to lasting peace and success? Look no further. Vedanta Wisdom Trust and Rishiwood University have partnered to bring you a truly transformative immersive learning experience. A 1-month fully residential course titled Awakening Wisdom: Insights on Life from the Bhagavad Gita. This course, from the 1st to the 31st of July 2023, is divided into 4 modules based on Chapter 5 of the Bhagavad Gita, each spanning 1 week. They are Stages of Human Growth, Actions for the Different Stages, The Self-Realized, and The Path to Happiness. Each module can be pursued independently. Participants who complete all 4 modules will receive a certificate of completion. The course draws upon the timeless wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita, providing insights on how to lead an inspired life. You will learn how to be productive in your endeavors, reduce mental agitations, and develop clarity of thought. We offer you a dedicated environment for self-development, away from routine household and professional demands, to live and learn this ancient wisdom, under the guidance of an experienced and renowned teacher. You will be part of a vibrant cohort of dedicated seekers and will participate in specially curated activities, deliberately engineered to propel your growth. These include lectures, self-study, yoga, sports, group discussion.
Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhavatu Sahaviryam Saravavai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti. We have been studying the qualities of a Gnani. We've covered humility, unpretentiousness, harmlessness, forgiveness, uprightness, service to the precept, purity, steadfastness, self-control, dispassion towards sense objects. You all remember what each? Again, not clear. I don't know what to do. Where is the mic in this thing? Nobody knows that. Where is Uttara? Uttara, you have to come over one day and fix it. Yesterday it was fine. Okay. How is everybody else finding it? Fine or not fine?
It's better now, Jankiji. Earlier it was soft.
Oh, okay. Let me get this closer. Is this now good? Maybe it's the... Okay. All right. So, are you okay, Ashya? Because now I think everyone is fine. Okay. So where are we? So everyone remembers these qualities, right? Any questions on the qualities that we have covered so far? Okay. So let's go on further. Absence of egoism. That's a tough one. That's a tough one because the ego is you. So how is there going to be absence of egoism? Isn't it? How can you be absent from me? So how can I remove myself from me? What do you think? How can I remove myself from me?
Increase the level of identification.
I can't hear you, Divraj. Why can't I see
I was
you?
just typing.
Janki, when you are merged with self, there will not be ego.
Very good. When you're merged with the self. But now we are not merged with the self. So what can we do right now?
Give attention to others over ourselves.
I don't know. See, when we answer philosophically, you must remember that whatever the answer is has to cover all cases. So let us take a woman who is being beaten up by her husband. So should she put her husband above herself? Or a girl is being stalked by a boy? What do you say? I mean, you have to answer that. If you claim your answer, then you will have to justify your answer with that. Okay, Ashya, very good. Include more and more people in the sense of I. Okay, these are all actually effects, but the cause of that effect is, as Ashya very wisely tells us, how do you remove yourself from you? Is only by supplanting something else. That's the only way. How else will you do it? Now you can supplant it with saying, I will be Wimbledon champion. But there is always the I being in the Wimbledon champion. So when you supplant, it is a good idea to supplant with a higher idea, to work for a vision beyond yourself, to work for something where you are willing to give yourself hardship for the sake of that thing. Our ego is composed. What is our ego? It is composed of all these likes and dislikes. I like this and I don't like this. I'm comfortable with this, not comfortable with this. That's our whole personality. Sometimes I'm comfortable with X, sometimes with Y, whatever. That's the whole personality. Now, the natural instinct is to go towards whatever you're comfortable and move away from whatever you're uncomfortable. Now, which idiot will go towards what is uncomfortable and move away from what is comfortable? For instance, one is living very happily in their house. Everything is very good. Then now they decide to go and live at Rishihood University for a month. They are comfortable. Everybody's comfortable in their own house. They got their own stuff going on. Why would anyone leave the comfort of their home and go and stay for 1 month in Rishihood University? We don't know what is there, what the food will be, what the bed will be, what the 100 questions we'll have. Why would we do that?
Able to conceive something higher than our comfort.
Yeah, very good. You're able to have a vision beyond immediate comfort. when you're not able to have that vision, then you will naturally go with the comfort. That kind of behavior is referred to as egoism, where my comfort is the single biggest thing that determines my behavior. I told you, that there is that example. I'm sure you meet this in your life too. So one man, I told you this really struck me when he said it. One man said he was in terrible pain. You know this guy? He said he was in terrible pain. And so somebody suggested to him, go to this therapy. What happens in that therapy? They stand on you and they massage you with their feet and all that sort of thing. They press points with the feet and all. So he said, no, that I will not tolerate. So his analysis of whether that particular therapy was useful or not was entirely and solely based on
His comfort.
his comfort. He's not happy to have somebody stand on him. That's it. That's simple. Not stand on his back, which was hurting. Not like that. They stand on your hands and all that. These pressing points. So this is how we decide everything. Everything is based on my comfort. This attitude of I am supreme. I am supreme means what? I am the most important person, right? My likes and dislikes, my comfort, my ideas, my everything is the most important. That is known as ego. The other way ego comes about is when we ride roughshod over others. Because I am supreme, I alone exist, you don't exist. So if I want something, I will go get it. So you are in my way, I'll just push you out of the way. You don't exist. Mr. Chandwani, you had something?
Madam, yes, this is a personal problem. More in line with what you discussed. I was trying to hold back for quite some weeks. Now you've been trying to, the point has come up because of the ego. You've been asking people to join Rishihood, and of course I've been getting the hint also, and I obviously like to reach the self, maybe how many lifetimes, I don't know. Now the question of ego is my comfort. Now what's happening with me, I'm battling with a medical problem where my sinuses and asthma get aggravated in the morning very early. So obviously I can't do the 4 to 6. I mean, I have to get up and battle my body for 2 hours before. So I can't get up at 2, cannot do it, whatever. Now, if I were to come to Rishihood, let's assume, and I think only of myself, my comfort, as you said, here I'm thinking of other people's comfort, how discomfort they would be in case I come there, because the sneezing, all the fighting with my medical problems, right? So I'll be probably hindrance to the 1 month course or what, and that's why I'm not coming. So ego, I'm thinking of other people and hence not coming because I got a problem. Whatever. I mean, let's admit I have a problem. So here the ego is not there. It's not that I'm looking for my comfort to be in my house to fight the problem. I'll be a discomfort to other people because at the moment it's a joint. Probably we'll be eating together and probably sharing rooms with somebody or whatever. So it's more thinking about not myself. I'm thinking of others. Hence, I'm not coming. Does it fit into what you've been saying?
No.
So how do I mentally attack this problem?
It doesn't fit into the ego thing, except in a rather elaborate manner. But how you would have traversed this problem had that vision of this is the most important thing being there, is come to the organizers and say, look, I have this problem. Do you have any way around it?
Okay.
So then somebody would have told you, no doubt, that everyone is getting their own room, their own air-conditioned room. Everybody's got their own stuff. because, we are not all kids here. I mean, some are kids, of course, and some are older people. And we can't make a distinction, right? So everybody's getting their own room, air-conditioned own room. So that means handle your own affairs. Because as you grow older, somebody may snore, somebody may like to,
Yeah, I understand.
used to be alone. Now we can't handle all these interpersonal problems. Everybody has their own room over there. So basically, when we want to do, it's nothing to do with the course or anything, but anytime we want to do something. This is what my father used to say. And, I hope everybody just learns this. Go and say what you want. Do not wait and anticipate. Do not in your head say what other people will say. You say what you want. They will say what they want. Go and say it. I mean, let's say for argument's sake, you really wanted to come to the course and you never said any of this. Then nobody could help you in any way. But now that you have said this, maybe we could see what we can do. I don't know whether it's executable or what exactly will happen. I don't know all that stuff. But if we want something, we have to get out there and make our claim to it. Otherwise, we will always say, oh, I would have loved to do this, but that. I'd have loved to do that, but this, this kind of stuff. No, we have to go for it. So many people said also when we started doing this course, and especially in the beginning time, nobody registered, no interest, nobody took any interest. And that was really very frightening, because if people don't come for a 1-month course, what university are we talking about? Where they have to come for 2 years and 3 years and live like that, right? So it will throw everything out. So people were so resistant, and some people left the team also saying, no, people are not interested in it. This is the difference between an achiever and a non-achiever. That achiever goes for what they want. They don't sit down and say other people are this and other people are that. So when we start a program, especially in our field, we are not selling a product, right? We are not what should I say? We are not selling surf and toothpaste and whatever it is, air conditioners and phones. When you sell a product like that, it is market driven. That means, is there a demand in the market? And that's what I've been hearing. I know all this terminology because people are throwing it all at me nowadays. It's market driven. Is there a demand? They like to Shark Tank me when I talk of the university. What about this? What about this? What about this? Nobody waits for an answer also. And so they said, what's the demand for this? And the fact is, there is no demand. That's a fact. However, does any organization dedicated to service and change do things because the people want it or because they need it? When Maharshi Karve went around trying to do widow remarriage and starting schools for girl child and all, did the people want it? It was his job to convince them. So people who are motivated by an idea will go for it regardless of what anyone else has to say. It's got nothing to do with who wants it. It's the vision that tells you that if humanity had this, we will be on the right track. So the point I'm trying to make is, you have to go for what you want. Not sit back and say, I don't know, who knows, other people don't want what I want. Do you think other people wanted Dhirubhai Ambani to become so rich? Nobody wanted him to become so rich. Do you think so many people wanted Elon Musk to become rich? No, they went for it. And that is what is lacking in spiritual sadhaks. So lacking. I mean, if I look at everyone I see over here, I see very good people, very nice people, very sweet, very polite, very hardworking. I mean, the amount of work everyone does for the institute and for the cause is amazing. But we have to train ourselves for that killer instinct. Killer instinct means you've decided that is something to be achieved, you will achieve it. That you're not going to stop on the way and say so and such and blah and blah and blah. You are going to go for it. Swamiji used to be like that. When there was a job to be done, you can't go to him and say, oh, I couldn't do it because so and so said that and so said that. Nothing like that. He doesn't say anything actually, but he will not listen to any reason why you couldn't do it. He says, if you can't do it, let somebody else do it. Just get out of the way. I mean, he doesn't speak. I'm wording it. He doesn't do it. He walks off. You give him an excuse why you didn't achieve something. He won't even listen to what you're saying. He's not interested. Don't tell me why you couldn't do it. Get the job done or get out of the way. And let other people at least do the job. So that is lacking, that determination. What we studied, right? Steadfastness, that determination, self-control. I will not do anything else. I will do this alone. And I'm doing this. And whatever obstacles come in my way, but I'm going to just deal with it. And so the team that worked on it did on the course, okay, this impossible looking course, like now 20 people are coming for it. Isn't that amazing? 20 of us going over there. So it's an amazing thing. Because you work for it, not because people say, oh, other people are not interested. Other people are not interested. Does that even count? So I hope the point is clear. Remember, what is the point?
Goal.
Yeah. When you
Steadfastness and goal.
When you want something, you go for it. That is the way you replace the ego. Say, no, but I wanted it. See, when it's a selfish goal, see, what's the difference between a corporate achiever and a spiritual achiever? The difference is what is the goal. The methodology is exactly the same. You have the same goal, you have the same targets, you have the same determination, you have the same killer instinct, everything is the same. The only difference is what are you doing it for? So, unfortunately, in our field, that is not there. That this is my goal, this is what I'm doing to achieve it, and I'm going to make sure it is achieved. There's no wishy-washiness about it. So, lack of egoism means that you have replaced that higher ideal with yourself. And unless we're able to do that, I mean, everything is just talk. So what is the quality of a Gnani? Is the absence of egoism. Absence of egoism means I am, firstly, not doing things because it is my comfort here. That is not my yardstick for assessing anything. Number one. Number two. So if that is not my yardstick, what is my yardstick?
Whether or not it's getting me to my goal.
My ideal, that's my yardstick. My ideal is more important. Why would anyone take? Imagine now I have to go to stay at Rishihood. And more than me being uncomfortable, my poor husband has to be uncomfortable. Who's going to cook his food? We still don't have an answer to that question. But anyway, that has to be dealt with. Right? So every step of the way, there will be an obstacle of some sort. You're doing something, it's causing trouble to somebody else. Somebody else who's also serving the cause. And yet somehow you have to handle every part of it. It's not easy, right? Leaving a household for 1 month and going away. So every part of it has to be dealt with. And you deal with it as best as you can. That is the first quality, that you've replaced the ideal with the thought of yourself. Your thought of yourself means thought of your comfort. Number two, you have ceased to believe that I alone exist. Can you give me examples of how we believe that I alone exist?
When you break a queue and go ahead and buy a ticket.
Yes, very good. So that is one. Give more subtle examples also. I'll give you one example in group discussion. You have group discussions. How often do we want to be heard? And how often do we want to listen? It's such a clear, some people, they'll go into group discussion and they have lots to say. But this is a group discussion, it's not a lecture. So are we willing to examine what somebody else is saying? I mean, 9 out of 10 times you tell somebody something, you're on one track, they're on another track. They will not go along with your track. Allow you to finish your track. And then, finish that whole track, means come to a conclusion. Then you can start any other track you want. No, I have to speak right now. Papa, relax, chill. So, all sorts of things we are constantly asserting how I alone exist. My view is important. Many people cannot work together as a team. They are like, my view is so important. You're not listening to me. I'm out of here. Or my view is so important. You're not listening to me. I'm not going to participate in this. All strong egos, which we do not recognize at all, unfortunately. What it is. When we say that my karma is so difficult, yes, correct. Company meetings, yes, correct. Nobody's listening to anybody. It's all about me all the time. My opinion is the worst of it all. Can't work together as a team because my opinion, my beliefs, my idea, my suggestion. Arey Baba, mera sid nahi khao tum log. This my is more society meetings. Yes, our wonderful cooperative societies, which are 9 out of 10 times happily uncooperative. So all the time it's me. Now, can we behave differently? I put myself aside. That doesn't mean I let other people run roughshod over me. That's not what the point is. See, when other people can run roughshod over me, it's because I don't stand up for my beliefs. So we are not talking about that. Talking about, can I even listen to what another person's opinion is? All the time, I, me, mine. A Gnani doesn't behave like that. And it shows up in so many different ways. Now I'm talking about it showing at a subtler level because I believe everybody in this class is unselfish enough that they will not do anything grossly stupid, like maybe breaking a queue. I don't think anyone in this class would do that. Like maybe eating wafers and throwing a packet out of the window. I doubt whether anyone here does that. Everybody here would be well-behaved, at least that's what I see, well-behaved, polite, good manners, all of this, fine, we'll do this. We're not going to get into a street brawl with anybody. Okay, we'll do all this properly. But what about when we enter group discussion? What about when we're doing karma together as a team? How important is it that you listen to what I say? How important are my ideas? How many times do I defend my ideas rather than analyzing my ideas? So all of this comes under ego. And we have to up our ante to be able to see it at even subtler levels. Right? So now how many ways of ego have we done so far?
I am supreme and I only exist.
Very good. I am supreme, I only exist. And the third way is, another terrible one is, my accomplishments. I am the doer. I have done. I have achieved. I am this and I am that. in Vairagya Shatakam. I hope one day you read this. Such beautiful books, you know. Once we start the university, the courses there will have all these books covered. But it's a beautiful book called Vairagya Shatakam. And Vairagya Shatakam has a very nice line. When I first read it, I was really taken up by it. So, you know, that's really something. I mean, we do it all the time. It says, oh, desire. It's saying all the bad things about desire. And one of it is saying that for your sake, I have committed the sin of recounting my virtues. Isn't it a beautiful line? For your sake, he's talking to desire. He says, for your sake, I have committed the sin of recounting my virtues. मैंने ये अच्छा काम किया, मैंने वो अच्छा काम किया. This is my degree. This is my accomplishment. If you look at LinkedIn or something, and they'll say, I'm very good at X and Y and Z and all that they are saying. If they meet you also, they'll give you a history, geography and biography of themselves. And what all I've done, what all I've accomplished. I can do this, I can do that. That sense that I have done something is the third form of ego. That's why he calls it a sin. It's a sin because it agitates us like that. Why does it agitate us?
Selfishness.
Yeah, but what's the agitation? Suppose
That we would
Hmm?
that will lose those accomplishments, the fear.
Adding to desires, further desires.
Yeah, competition firstly. Suppose I say I have a PhD and then Elsie says, well, I'm a D.Lit, then automatically I will go like this. But okay, I mean, I have a PhD, Elsie may have a D.Lit, somebody may have a Tripros from Cambridge, whatever. Each one do your own thing. What's the comparison about? Somebody may choose not to study. Poor Bill Gates never finished his course also. Now, but we'll say, oh, you don't even have a degree. I have a degree. Bill Gates, what do you think Bill Gates will say to us if we talk to him like that? He'll say, Rakho tumhari degree. What am I supposed to do with it? Okay, so all sorts of stupid things we give value to and say, these are my accomplishments. This I have done. That sense of my doership is the ego. The reason it is ego means false sense. Okay, that refers to a false sense. The reason it's an ego, a false sense, is because
We cannot have accomplished if everything didn't go right. It is not just our actions that led to that outcome.
now Deep Raj is going to do his PhD in mathematics. So imagine that you say, I am going to be a PhD in mathematics. But hello, somebody has to set up that institution. If the NIT only nobody set up, how will he do his PhD in it? Somebody has to make railways so that he can reach that place, wherever it is, so to get to that place. Somebody has to make, I mean, like how many things, right, have to work before any one of us can do anything. And yet my role in it, I find, oh my God, I did this and I did that. And yet if you say a PhD in math is something fantastic, right, to be able to do that. It is. But on the other hand, is it necessary? I mean, I don't know what Dhirubhai Ambani studied before he set up a multi-million-dollar empire. So each thing is beautiful in its own way. A PhD is beautiful. A graduation is beautiful. And many graduates or non-graduates who've done very well in life, right? Everything is beautiful in its own way. Like in a garden, the rose is beautiful, the lily is beautiful. The plants that don't flower are also beautiful because only because they don't flower, the others are looking so pretty. everything is important, everything is necessary. We are all in this together. If at all we achieve anything, it's because we've all worked. That sense is the removal of the ego, that we are all in this together. And for better or worse, we are in it together. Now, all of us are on planet Earth. If the climate goes berserk, we'll all be dead. So what are we going to say or do or anything? Yeah, Uttara.
Janki ji, like in Bhagavad Gita, in Vedanta class, or everywhere, we have heard this and we have understood this. But why is it not always coming into implementation? Why are our emotions are always in conflict? Like, why are we not, like just now you said everything is beautiful, everything is, so whenever we have negative thoughts, we again think of what we have learned and what we are, like we have to process that and we do reflect it. And yet we are always troubled with our emotions and we are not able to accept. Or something somewhere it is always in conflict. So how do we overcome all this?
Nobody. I'll tell you what Ramatirtha said. Ramatirtha says, nobody becomes Christ overnight. You work and work and work. And you yourself will know that a lot of challenges you have already dealt with. You have already dealt with a lot. Look back and see the difference. Then you will know. Now, today also there will be challenges. And there will be challenges all the way to self-realization. The challenges, the struggle will never go away. But it will become entertaining. You will know that you're on the right track. You will say, okay, my old friend, my negative emotion is back. Now what am I supposed to do about this chappy over here? See, what all have you done in the past? Which things worked, which things didn't work? And slowly, slowly, you're on the cycle of growth. So don't be like, oh my God, it's still not happened. It's not going to happen so fast. We cannot become Christ, right? We cannot reach a state where...
So it's a lifelong journey, isn't it? Because like people around us also feel that, okay, you've been listening, we've been hearing and you have understood why we can't see much improvement. But as a person, we do feel that there is an improvement and we are at least introspecting whenever we have the negative emotions. We are introspecting. So that introspection earlier was also missing. So we feel, okay, now we have realized that I am feeling these emotions.
Okay,
sometimes, but we also better ourselves that, oh God, why am I having these negative emotions? Why, after hearing and after understanding and after processing, reflecting, as you say, we are still somewhere we feel we are still on the lower rung, somewhere we have not really progressed.
No, that is not true. 2 points to this thing. One is, when others tell you why this, why that, it is because of their non-comprehension. And if it is interfering with their desires, they will always tell you to change. So ignore what other people say. Now, if you yourself feel so, reassess, no? Think about it like this. There is a plate. That plate, okay, has got scratches. Some scratches are superficial scratches. Some are very deep scratches. So you start scrubbing that plate. Then all that superficial scratches, they go away. But the deep ones, they continue to be there. So you have to, scrub and scrub and scrub a lot more for those. So there will be weak points. Each one of us will have some weak point somewhere. You have, I have, Elsie has, everybody will have. Sorry, Elsie, nothing to do with you. Everybody has some weak point somewhere. We will look at Elsie and say, I can't see any weak point in Elsie. But the thing is, she will herself know what that weak point is and how much she has struggled with it and what has been the consequence. So something that's very deep desire in us, especially if that very deep desire in us has been an unfulfilled desire, then it becomes very difficult to deal with it. And so therefore, we have to learn to give ourselves sympathy. Not to constantly be saying, oh my God, I'm so this. No, this is a deep desire. I have been working on it, and I have to give myself a break also, right? I cannot be all the time judging and saying, I'm so bad. The fact is, I'm not so bad. The fact is that I'm struggling. The fact is, I've done the best I can. What else can any human being do? So we just go like that. And you have taken the next step with the one. So you should be patting yourself on the back.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Janki.
But if you have a wound, right, and like it's a very deep wound, you have to apply the medicine maybe for months. You can say you can wake up every morning, it's like, why isn't it healing? Why isn't it healing? It has a set time. So every day you just have to apply the medicine because the wound is so deep.
Well, that's a good example too. If it's a deep wound, it will take time. Supervision, sometimes it's scratch ourselves, and then one day later it's gone. Sometimes it's deep, it takes time. Sometimes you've broken a leg, it will take 6 months. But anyway, we have
Thank you.
All of us who have, and you've taken the next step. In the beginning of the class, I read this when I was coming. Are you willing to take the next step in your sadhana or something like that? And you all have taken it. Many people I see over here are joining us in the course. You've taken the next step. Satsang host. Is this also a kind of ego? I'm not improving. I'm not good enough. Yes, of course. And it's ego because?
Focus is on I.
Yes, because the I is still there. We replace the I with the idea. Just replace it. What is it you're working for? Just have something you're working for. And when you're working for something, all the virtues come to you. Absence of egoism. So absence of egoism, 3 points. Can anyone tell me?
I am supreme. I only exist.
Not you, Deepraj. You are forbidden. Who else? Pramila. Pramila, do I know you, Pramila? Pramila, are you there? I don't know. People who don't know me don't talk to me. I don't know why. Don't look very frightening or something. If I'm going to bite you. I don't bite normally. Anyway, you're online. So what can I do? Who else? Some new people today. New people. Anybody listening? Who else is there? Jyoti. Jyoti, what are the 3 points of ego?
The 3 points of ego that I am the highest. I'm the most important. I alone exist. And I am the doer.
Very good. Now, can anyone tell me the difference between I am supreme and I alone exist?
Yeah.
Yes.
In I am supreme, we are comparing with others. So at least we are acknowledging that there are others. But in I alone exist, we don't even see that.
Very good. Excellent. So now some people are going to have to not answer any questions any further. All right. So okay, is the point on absence of egoism clear? Shall we move on? Any questions? Oh, Radha is here again. Radha, all clear?
Yes.
Radha, did you say yes or did Jyoti say yes? Okay.
No, sorry, I said.
Oh, okay. No. Yes. Okay, Radha.
Janki
Yeah.
I know everything. It comes under first category. I am the supreme.
I know everything. I am supreme. Depends on whether you say I know more than you or I simply know everything. I know everything sounds a bit more like I alone exist. Depends on the attitude you have, and I know everything. I'm not willing to listen to anything you have to say because I know everything. Is I alone exist? Depends on what is their attitude. There is a slight difference in that attitude. So which of the two attitudes you're holding? I know more than you, or I don't know you are there. I only know everything. If I know more than you, that means I am supreme. If I alone know and no reference to you at all, then I alone exist. Same in all aspects.
Okay.
Then, insight into the pain and evil of birth, old age, birth, death, old age, disease. Insight into the evil of birth, death, old age, and disease. Now, these are the 5 metamorphic changes that we all go through. It's referring to that. We are born, there is growth, there is decay, there is disease, there is death. Now, when we contemplate life, we don't think of anything. Anyone who's thinking, okay, any youngster, if young Radha is doing her 2nd year. She told us yesterday, we met her yesterday. Now she's doing 2nd year. When she looks at her life, what would she be thinking of? That she will finish her engineering, then she will probably get a job, probably get married, have children, throw parties, I don't know, whatever people at the verge of entrance of life think. Then all youngsters look at life like as if it's one bed of roses and everything's going to be wonderful. Then what? Then something happens. Maybe there's a disease, maybe there's a death in the family, maybe there's some failure at something. And then so much disappointment hits us. That feel that it's the end now. I don't want anything. It's a horrible world I live in. It's horrible. I'm not going to do anything any further. Now, why does that happen? Because of the absence of right assessment in the first place. A human life is made of birth, growth, disease, decay, and death. You know this already. Every time you fall sick, you don't say, oh my God, I fell ill, I fell ill. What do you expect? If you fall ill, say, thank you, God, very much. I have fallen ill. And since I have fallen ill, there's an obvious assumption that
I was healthy before this.
I have a body still. That means I'm still alive. If I'm not alive, I don't have a body only. How can I fall ill? But as long as I have a body, this body is subject to this thing, right? If I have a fight with my husband, I should say thank God, because the assumption is
I have a
married.
husband.
I'm a husband. There was a very nice thing that I read once, many years ago, when I was a teenager or something. I read this. It's something along the lines of, thank God my husband snores. It reminds me he's there. It's an amazing thing, right? If you have someone in bed who snores, the assumption is there is somebody with you. And that's not true for everybody at all times. So in our complaints, we know what our advantages are. So insight into life means you understand that if you have a partner, obviously you will have to adjust to some things. Correct? But when people marry, especially this concept about making daughters into princesses. Oh, my daughter is my princess. Princess means what? Her orders go. Everybody has to listen to what she says. Now this girl gets married. Her husband will say, what nonsense. He's not going to listen to everything she says. At some point, he's going to say, hello, if you're a princess, I'm a prince too. So then there's all this clash. But if you knew from the very beginning that having a relationship, the moment I say I want to have a relationship, I am subjecting myself to X, Y, and Z. I'm subjecting myself to having to accommodate the other person's faults. I'm subjecting myself to having to adjust to whatever that other person wants. I am subjecting myself to the loss of the other person. You have to know this before you start a relationship. And not know it as in we expect all these things to happen, but know it as a possibility. As long as the body exists, the possibility of disease always exists. Isn't it? I mean, like every is a disease, we don't have to go to depression because no, what were you expecting? Suppose I grow very old, okay, and I have a lot of old age. Like, I don't know, suppose I say, oh, all my hair have gone violent, or all my teeth have fallen off, or whatever. I don't know. I'm finding it very difficult to walk, my knees are hurting, whatever it is I'm complaining about old age. But if you have old age, the only alternative to old age is
Death.
Death.
don't say death. The only alternative to old age is
Realization.
Youthful death.
what you all spoke together. I didn't understand. The only alternative to old age is
Self-realization.
When you're young.
Acceptance.
No. Who said dying when you're young? You have only two alternatives, no? Either you die when you're young or you die when you're old. You have only two alternatives. If you have old age problems, that means you're lucky you didn't die when you were young. If you died when you were young, you're lucky because then you didn't have old age problems. Whichever one you do, you're good, right? So when you're able to see that life is not a bed of roses, you're able to see the other side, the result of that is,
Objectivity.
and the result of objectivity, that is objectivity, but the result of objectivity is
Peace.
yes, true. Very objective people are always very
Optimism.
Happy.
okay.
Clear relationship.
I didn't hear you, Amita.
Clarity, clear.
Okay. Objective people are always very
Accept the situation and deal with it.
okay. Dispassionate. Okay. You're all such boring people. I can't tell you.
Calm,
Huh?
calm.
Yeah. Okay. None of the answers are wrong. But
Content.
okay, that's right. So none of these answers are wrong.
Appropriate action. Happy without ego.
Okay. Okay, insightful. Okay, all these are right, but in context, please.
Please give hint, Janki ji.
They are always in their self.
Always in the self. Okay, none of your answers are wrong, but in context, those who are always objective, they are always
Egoless.
No ego.
peaceful. Okay, correct. All boring answers. Give me a nice answer.
Have a sense of humor.
Ah, very good. Finally. Are always very entertaining and entertained. They are always happy with life. Because if they are If they have old age problems, they'll say, thank God I didn't die young. If they die young, and if they could think, they would say, thank God I didn't have any old age problem. So they are able to see both sides at all times because they're objective. Right? So that's why he's saying, look at the bad side before bad stuff happens. Everybody will see the bad side when bad side happens. That is not what is a philosopher. Philosopher is clear what is going to happen, right? What is going to happen? Now, next month we'll have a course. What is going to happen in that course? We think, everybody will come and they will study hard and they will do their sadhana and then they will all go out of that place enlightened. Is that what's going to happen? No, they will come there. First 2 days, they'll be very happy. Then they'll start getting bored. When they start getting bored, they will look around. Somebody will start bugging them. Because this person did this and this person did that. 90% of my time is going to go in telling people, stop seeing what other people are doing. You concentrate on your own stuff. But we all get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and that one is not getting up. How can that person not? Isn't it wrong of that person? You follow your own schedule, Baba. You don't worry about what other people are doing. So once you understand human nature, whatever you meet, you're okay with because, well, normal life is happening. So as soon as we are able to understand that, that's why he's saying, otherwise this line sounds like what a depressing thing, insight into the pain and evil of birth, old age, disease. That means so terrible life is. It's not trying to say so terrible life is. Many people take it as that. Oh my God, life is so bad. Look at all the horrible things that are going to happen to us. Horrible things can happen to us, but we don't need to become horrible, We can stay nice. So, once you understand that there are two sides to everything, okay? If I don't get into engineering college, it's very disappointing. If I do get into engineering college, it's too much hard work and too much headache. So under which condition am I going to be happy? If I don't get married, I'm going to be lonely. If I do get married, I'm going to have to adjust to somebody. So under which condition am I going to be happy?
Gratitude of
what?
Gratitude of where you are at that point.
I am quite clear what you're saying. Can you hear me? Audio clear?
She said gratitude for where you are in life.
Okay, gratitude for where. Okay. That is, if you're dependent upon some external situation to be happy, buddy, you're never going to be happy. Either you're a happy person or you're not a happy person. It's that simple. All these situations come and go. So, in everything, if we are able to see the other side, the end result is
Fun. Having fun.
Happiness.
Yeah, you'll be having fun through the whole thing. Oh, okay, chalo, very good. This is also there. Enjoy yourself. When you do a lot of work for people and you struggle to be of service, and people say, I'm not interested in your service, then you will say,
Okay.
huh?
Okay. Have a nice day.
Okay, thank you.
No, you can also say, now I can see how necessary the service is because nobody can even see the value of it. I mean, whatever, you just have fun while you're doing what you're doing. And it is that attitude. That's why we all do karma together, because listening, or what? But when you do karma together, then you begin to see how much fun you can actually have while working. And then hopefully you can transfer that attitude to all the other things you do in life as well. So this insight, people say, oh, these Gnana yogis, they're very horrible and they're very pessimistic and they're very cynical that something bad is going to happen. It's not that you're supposed to be cynical and feel something bad is going to happen. It's just that you understand this is life. Life is not just roses. You understand, the roses come with the thorns. And ain't no rose without a thorn. You understood this. So when you meet the thorn, you say, hi, thorn, I was expecting you to turn up sometime or the other. Now you're here. So you just have fun with it. So, the idea is not to see these things negatively, as most people do. Non-attachment. Non-attachment. What is attachment? See, these two things are actually quite linked. Insight into the negative side of things and non-attachment. When you are attached, it forms a kind of funnel vision. You get blinkers on. So you can only see a very small part of that thing, right? So you're seeing something like this. So you see something very nice, and nice, like very pretty, like, like polka dots or something, very, very pretty, because you're looking at it like this. And then so you go there and you stretch your hand out to try and touch that thing. And that thing eats your hand because it was a leopard. And it was looking very pretty when you're looking at it like this. But when you see the whole picture, it's a leopard over there. What are you doing? Don't go and somebody standing next to you who's seeing the leopard is hanging on to you, saying, don't go and touch that thing. But you say, no, it's looking so sweet, so nice. Can you imagine if you're only seeing so much of a leopard? Looks so nice, right? Nicely, nice dots. And it's a very, very pretty looking thing, nice, whatever. It's frightening what people do because they're seeing so much. So that's why when you open your vision, you will have insight into the pain and evil instead of just seeing it as something very pretty. So you are therefore always prepared you're always okay with it because you're not disappointed with anybody or anything. And that's quite an important thing in life. Bharat. It becomes horrible when you aren't prepared. Yes, preparation means you haven't become objective. And you haven't become objective because you haven't got the knowledge. It's not that you're preparing and each thing you look at and you say, oh, it's all the bad things in this, and it's all the bad things. Not like that. And you're okay, you generally understand that things will happen, let them happen. Deep Raj, that is why they say the devil is a shapeshifter. Yes, it's a complete shapeshifter. Non-attachment means you're able to see the full picture. So these two are quite good. Okay, so that's it for today. This is our last class in June.
Last Saturday class, yes.
Last Saturday class in June. Okay. Okay, so from next month,